Welcome to Robert Pears Photography. This is Robert Pears. I want to take you through a lesson in Photoshop, and in this lesson we're going to look at the difference between a JPEG and a RAW file, and we're going to look at making a white balance correction and doing a little bit of pro contrast. So I'm going to start by opening and going to my folders, which I'm going to go to the bridge, and I am going to open up a folder. And I'm going to pick two images here. First of all, I'm going to pick the RAW file. And before I fix this, let's just take this back to as shot. So this is how the image actually looked initially when it was photographed. And I want you to see here, it's very yellow looking. And when you open a RAW file, you get this pop-up window that provides us a lot of information, a lot of tools for correcting and fixing a photograph. And one of the first tools here is this little dropper, and you can see white balance tool. And if I take it to an area, typically you want to take it to an area that's a mid-gray. You don't want something that's white, because if I pick white here, it fixed it pretty well, but you really want to pick something more of a mid-gray. Sometimes not perfect, but you can go in and do a manual correction as well. So you can see immediately that it made a change to this image, and that white background is now much better. And I'm going to pick another picture in a minute and show you. But what I want you to see here is, let's just open this. And let's just open Browse and Bridge now the JPEG, and you see the JPEG automatically open. So I now have the CR2 file and I have the JPEG, the same images. The CR2 is the RAW and this is the JPEG. But you can see here the JPEG does not have the white balance corrected yet. And that is, there's a lesson I've done on this to explain in more detail, but basically the source of white light contains a mixture of light, and based on that mixture, the camera tries to correct for white light. Your eye is more effective in correcting, but when it's under tungsten, it has a little bit of a yellow tinge. When it's under fluorescence, you'll see a green tinge, and different lights will actually have a little bit of a different tinge to it, so it's not a perfect white balance or white light. Well, in Photoshop, there is a tool called Create Camera Raw Filter. If I click on that, it brings up this pop-up window. It does not have all the tools that I saw on the last one, but does have this white balance tool. And if I click on the background, you can now see that I have corrected that white balance. If you look right now, the flower is a little overexposed, so let's just take the highlight button and you can see I can bring that down. Clarity, add a little clarity, and let's add a little vibrance, and immediately this picture has changed. And now they are very similar. So what's the difference between a RAW and a JPEG? Well, let's go to the RAW and let's look under image size. And you can see pixels are the same, but the resolution is 300 pixels per inch with a RAW. Going to the JPEG, image size, same image size, but 72 pixels per inch. So again, it has a lower number of pixels per inch. It also has less information stored, so I'm able to make less of a correction. I want to go, if I may, I want to pick on another image, and I'm going to pick on one of these images of a wedding ceremony, and I'm going to take it as shot. And here the background, it's a little yellow, a little off color. Actually, I'm going to pick a little different one, if I may. I'm going to pick this one, and the reason is this here is very close to the color that I want. So let's just take as shot, and again it's a little off, so I click on the dropper. You see it makes a correction. I can take that exposure down a little bit, and you can see now that this picture looks much better and the white balance is much more corrected. I'll let it open, and again looks more natural, and if I opened it up before, it would be a lot more yellow. But again, I've taken out the yellow and I've got a picture that looks more natural like, just by simply using the RAW filter. If this was a JPEG, I could use that dropper. So hopefully this helped you in terms of correcting the white balance. and we will continue with different aspects in different lessons.